What is up, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of Games with Bains. I'm sorry I've been away, but I do have some personal news that I want to share with you guys later on in this video. But now, let's get right into it. I want to give a huge shout out to everyone who's been using my link to sign up to join me along on this investing journey. I'm so grateful for you guys to using my link, and I hope I can bring in lots and lots of gains, as this motivates me to just work that much harder. The stock I'm going to be talking about is in a sector that is experiencing a lot of growth, and also it's an essential product to humans. It's also changing the product and making it better for the consumer and also the world as a whole. No, I'm not talking about Tesla, but there can be a lot of comparisons made between the two companies as they both revolutionize the industry they're in. This company is experiencing a lot of growth, and I personally believe that for the next years, or maybe possibly the decade, it will continue to experience this growth as the consumer base and the addressable market is expanding at a great rate. What is this stock? It's BYND. That's right, Beyond Meat. We'll get into the negatives first, and then we'll talk about why I'm so excited about this company.
As always, let's get into the negatives first. Here are the Q3 numbers, and honestly, they're a bit disappointing. If we look at adjusted gross profit, it's at 27.3 compared to 32.8 from the same time last year. That's a 16.8% decrease. And the adjusted net income, the quarter 3 of 2020 was a negative 17.5 million compared to a positive 4.1 million back in 2019. Net revenue and growth have slowed down. I believe this has to do with the global situation, and we should use this as a buying opportunity. A lot of people have found themselves in tougher times than normal, and therefore a family which would normally spend a couple extra dollars at the grocery store to get the healthier alternative has decided it's probably smarter to save that money. Beyond Meat is not cheaper than meat, so in tough economic times it makes more sense to buy meat. Therefore, the revenue growth slowing down makes sense. Even though they're burning through money, I believe this is temporary and nothing to worry about. As we can see on their balance sheet, their asset to liabilities ratio is amazing. And on top of that, we can see the assets is having an amazing growth rate, while the liabilities have been staying steady or decreasing. Which just means this company is financially and fundamentally very strong. With that out of the way, let's get into the positives, and there's a lot of them. The first is the Beyond Meat name value. Beyond Meat has become a very recognizable brand. They do such an amazing job marketing, and that's extremely important as they continue to be the main player in a new emerging sector. The next positive fact is that Beyond Meat is the premier option when substituting meat in your diet. I personally only know of 2 other options, Impossible Burger and Very Good Butchers, but both of them don't even come close to Beyond Meat, as Beyond Meat dominates the space. Let's take a look at their products and their super clean packaging. The variety and the constant need to innovate is what gets me so excited about Beyond Meat. They're attacking every single meat market they can find. Quick personal story. My mom has been a vegetarian her whole life and is someone who barely uses social media. She knows and recognizes Beyond Meat, which proves that Beyond Meat is doing an amazing job marketing. But not only does she recognize their product, she also loves their product. As I mentioned earlier, Beyond Meat is always innovating. How are they innovating? They are so by dedicating almost 7% of their net revenue into research and development. This gives me confidence as an investor, as this company not only believes in itself, but is clearly trying to make their product better. Complacency is what will ruin a thriving business. And Beyond Meat is clearly doing everything they can to not become complacent. Next, Beyond Meat is literally trying to save the world. We have known for a very long time that meat and factory farming is not a sustainable way to produce food. If we could eliminate the need to use livestock to produce our food, we could not only shrink the size of land needed to produce the said food, we could also see a 70% decrease in food-related CO2 emissions. How else is Beyond Meat saving the world? They are so by using less water, the main resource humans need to survive. It takes almost 2,000 gallons of water to produce 1 pound of beef. With the same amount of water, we could produce 20 times the amount of potatoes and 18 times the amount of corn. Why does meat require so much water? Approximately 90% of the water needed to produce the meat goes into their food, so crops. Then the animal eats the crops and we eat the meat. What Beyond Meat is trying to do is cut out the middle person. They're removing the livestock out of the equation, and in return, we're saving a lot of water. Beyond Meat is also in the category of healthier lifestyles. Obesity kills around 300,000 people in the US every year. That alone is an epidemic that needs to be dealt with. Beyond Meat and vegetarian lifestyles have led to a 42% reduced risk of developing heart failure, and of 30% of all cancers can be attributed to the dietary factors including certain meats. With that all being said, I think Beyond Meat is skewing a little bit of statistics here, because it's not necessarily the meat that's leading to all of these problems, but it's the fast food with the sugary drinks, the high salt, and all the fat. If somebody's to hunt and gather their food ethically, I think they'd live just as a healthy lifestyle as somebody who's based on a plant-based diet.
Hey guys, I hope you're enjoying the content so far. Why am I in a suit? I'm wearing a suit because I just became a registered mortgage broker. If you guys need any help refinancing your mortgage or looking for a new investment property, I'd love to help you along the way. It would be an amazing way for you guys to support me and this channel, and also with the interest rates being so low, it is a great time to look into the housing market. Thank you very much for listening. So now let's get back into the content.
Now we know that Beyond Meat is trying to save the world and help you live a healthier lifestyle. However, they can only complete this goal if the consumer actually buys the product. The best way to help consumers buy this product is to make it readily available. They're doing so by partnering up with major retail stores, including Walmart, Target, Costco, Sam's Club, Whole Foods, and many more. Also, they're getting into food services, including Carl's Jr., Dunkin' Donuts, Denny's, and many more. Also, they're expanding internationally. They're already in some Starbucks, A&Ws, and Loblaws all across the world. They're continuing to grow their brand by making new partnerships with Pizza Hut, KFC, and Starbucks all around the world. Also, they've got 6 new product launches / enhancements over the past 2 years. This is how I was talking about not getting complacent and always trying to make your product better. Not only is Beyond Meat signing deals with major food services, but look at the branding. Big, bold letters, catchy phrases, it's still finger licking good, and A&W. So I've actually had this burger and it's pretty good. It's not a teen burger or a spicy habanero, but hey, it's respectable.
Let's talk about what the future holds. I see veganism and vegetarian diets as a trend that's going to stick around for a very long time. As the world shifts to healthier alternatives, I think this market is a great sector for people to hop in and get into that healthier lifestyle. I'm not saying that everyone in the world will go vegan, but as plant-based products start to taste better, more people will be inclined to try them. With that being considered, whenever a meat eater decides to make the jump over, what do you think they're going to start with? Are they going to start with a highly reputable brand that they see at Pizza Hut, KFC, A&W, and Starbucks? Or are they going to try this other brand that they've never heard of? I'll let you make that decision and think about it for yourself. If you were going to try a plant-based product, what company would you trust and want to try first? Next, let's imagine the day that plant-based meat becomes cheaper than regular meat. I personally am very frugal, and if I can save money, I will. And if at the time plant-based meat and meat itself is arguably similar in taste and is cheaper than regular meat, why wouldn't I go with the plant-based alternative? So you're telling me I can help save the world a little bit, and I can help save myself some money, and on top of that, I can help a company that I'm personally invested in and make more money? Why wouldn't I do that? Also, let's think about everyone else that's on the current grind. If you can save yourself a few bucks, why wouldn't you? People that are working super hard, that need to cut down costs in every aspect of their life to live a better future, why wouldn't you use a plant-based alternative if it was cheaper than the meat? A friendly reminder, this is never financial advice. Personally, I own 18 shares of Beyond Meat. I personally bought them at $123. I think the stock is fairly valued at the moment, so the way we're gonna do this is instead of putting a big chunk of our money into Beyond Meat at once, we're actually gonna split it up. I'm gonna give the example of buying 3 stocks. You could either scale this up or scale this down to whatever you're gonna do. But if I was to buy 3 stocks, I would buy one today. I would hop on the market Monday and buy one today. Then if it got below around 155, I would buy another one. And then if it got below 150, I would buy that last stock. So once again, I'm just trying to make this easy for you guys. So for 3 stocks, so let's say if you were gonna buy 10 stocks, you could buy 3 here, 3 at 155, and then 4 when it got below 150. It might never get below 150, but at least by spreading out your money like this, you're actually gonna get the average price, which is a safer way to do it compared to investing all of your money at 160 right now, and then it dips down to let's say like 140 or 145, and you've got no more capital to disperse. So make sure that you split it up and you don't just buy all of the stock at once. If you're buying a significant portion, I'd consider using Questrade over Wealthsimple, as your commission will be a lot less. I hope you guys found this information useful, and if you learned anything from this video, please give it a like, as that like helps this video reach other people so they can also be informed about how great of a company Beyond Meat is. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope you have an amazing day.